Alright, got a few more things done on the Camaro. I went ahead and run the vacuum reference fuel pressure regulator, and I just ran it up to here. I ran one of them T things and then ran it over. Apparently this should be directly to manifold vacuum, but I don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter. But I'm waiting on a little push lock kit for the rest of this. I bought that push lock 1/4 inch hose with the push lock adapters that have the 8-inch EMP, and I'm gonna put a dual one right there, and then I'm gonna screw one into the wastegate over here, because those are 1/8 inch MPT fittings on those, and just run a push lock 1/4 inch hose cut to fit. Oh, and that's high heat rubber hose. I'm gonna run that. It gets nowhere near heat, so I'm gonna try that. And I got screw clamps on it, but that stuff was push lock. It pushed on them push lock fittings, and it was not coming off. And then same thing over here. And I got the exhaust on. Look at there. Look at that. That was MIG welded. That guy at Performance Works in Richmond, Kentucky. Man, he does a killer job. He showed me a few things too, so I'm gonna practice. But yeah, he MIG welded that with the same exact welder me and Chris have. Or Chris has, it's Chris's. This is the same exact welder. But and then yes, he welded that. Then down here to connect the other 90, I just used one of those stepped clamps. Like this right here, when that exhaust loops over itself, it's stepped right there, and if you put that right there and tighten this down, man, it tightens it good. But one problem I'm having is that V-band clamp, it ain't holding it. Like, I can move it down here. Not easy, but you can move it. I'm gonna come with a straight pop about to right here and put another one of those clamps. That's why I bought that other one. And then we got these welded on, and this stuff here, that eBay stuff that I got, he had a hard time TIGging that. It didn't want to TIG right. I mean, it still looks pretty good, but he does way better work than that. So this VS racing stuff, it's a lot better than this stuff. See, it just looks dirty. Whereas the VS Racing, it looks nice and shiny. And when he welded on the VS Racing, he did a really good job. See, so it's just that. I'll not buy this again. It was only like 30 bucks cheaper. Spend the extra 30 bucks and get the one from VS Racing. And I had a guy that was going to help me weld the downpipe and the hot side, but I hadn't heard from him. As a friend of a friend, I hadn't heard from him in a couple of weeks. I guess something came up, you know, that's expected, life happens. But I'll probably see if he'll still help me with somehow maybe making some pie cuts in this and getting it higher. I should have went with, or I could just buy 245s, and the 245s, depending on, you know, I can cut those to length better and get those to hug up against that frame a little bit more to get them to come out the fender right here. But I might fool with that one day. It just depends on, I'm gonna try to get that pipe right here, and then after the car settled some, the shocks went down some, so definitely gonna have to raise that up. I actually had that pretty high before. I can raise it up a good 2 or 3 inches, and that'll give me more room for the pipe down there. And like I said in one of my other videos, if we ever have to take it off to load it on the trailer, it's not that big of a deal. It'll all come off with just that one V-band clamp. But I need to figure out, I got that thing tight, and I need to figure out why it's wanting to spin. I might not have got it on there just right, just because holding that and trying to put that on at the same time was very difficult. So I'll get someone over here to try to hold it as I put it on and see if we can get that tight enough that that don't move. If not, we're gonna have to figure out something on that, because can't have that moving around. Yeah, shouldn't be much longer. Get that kit in, run the Wastegates, take its nitrous kit off. Nitrous kit is for sale. I think there's a guy that's going to buy it. It might be the same guy that bought the nitrous kit off Christopher's car. And I gotta get either a plug or a cap for where I had the nitrous line running. I took it off just so I could get to the get that vacuum line on there better. But yeah, I could be making passes before you know it. If that comes in and I get some testing in, I'll be able to go this Friday. We'll see. Oh, also I bought some of these T things. They're pretty cool. They're 3/8 up here, 1/4 inch here, and I don't know what there are down here, but like if you're using 3/8, you just cut it right there where my fingernail is. If you're using 1/4 inch, just cut it right there, and if you're using whatever size that is, you just leave it alone. Yeah, and that's what I use there. See, the right hand side's 3/8, bottom's 3/8, and then 1/4 inch. Alright, a few more pieces to the puzzle. Got a 4-inch straight pipe. Of course, that's going to have to be cut. We're going to put that down there, but we got to figure out why it's still spinning up here too, which it can only spin down so far until it hits the wastegate. So I mean, it's not like it can spin all the way back and cause that to hit the tire or anything like that. But anyway, and this is how we're going to hook up the wastegates to that hole that I drilled on the turbo. These are 1/8 inch NPT, and they're push lock. So you push the line in here and it locks it in. Then you got to push in on this and you pull the line out. A lot of the nitrous purge kits use these. But yeah, it's already got the Teflon or the paste on there to seal. And we'll put one of these where I drilled the hole in the turbo, and then want to go to the wastegate here, and then want to come around up the fender and back down. And then I'll zip tie the wideband wire and all that to that wire harness that's under the transmission cooler that goes across through there. I'll bring it up to the wire harness here, and then go straight down there. That way it don't get up against the exhaust. I'll probably, yeah, use just probably use a 90 on that one, so it faces up and out for this side. I probably could use a straight for the other side. There's a little bit of everything in here. There's straights, there's 90s, there's splits, there's a little bit of everything. Well, there's one straight. There's supposed to be 2 of them in there, but yeah, let's put that fitting on the turbo and some of these on the wastegates, and then we can cut our line to fit and push them in. That'll be done. Alright, there's what we got. Come around there. It's about that far from the exhaust. That should be fine. And come up here. And we got it. They like my purple zip ties. But we got that, and that's the wideband wire. Zip tied under there, and it comes up and into that, and that one goes over there. Hopefully that stuff's strong enough to hold the boost. I don't know if you're supposed to use that or not, but I mean, if it breaks loose, I've got that T, and then we can, and I've got those 3/8 inch we can put in there, and we can do just like we did up top with the with some 1/4 inch hose and 3/8 inch hose. But We'll see how that does. I think that'll be fine. But we will see. So the only thing left to do down here is figure out why that's still spinning. I thought I got it all the way up there, but yeah. Well, it's the whole V-band that's spinning. Well, that's weird. That thing's tight as crap, too. Huh. Anyway, I've ordered I could force that 3-inch one up on there, but I went ahead and ordered a 3 1/4 to a 3-inch. I could not get the 3-inch band to fit up there, so I had to order a band too. So we're just waiting on that. Screw clamp ain't gonna hold up. Now we'll go ahead and stick that pop in here. See where that's going to come out at. So when we welded that pop, I think we got it too close, and it was hitting that lip. So on this side, I grinded the lip down. So hopefully it'll clear now and get in there and tighten up. That worked. See, that lip was coming out and hitting the welds. Wasn't gonna let it go all the way down. So just grinded that back a little bit. Can't move it now. But it is moving from there. So we'll have to tighten that up. Alright, I cut it off right there. We're going to redo that and go through the fender over here somewhere, but for now, that's where it's going. And it's a little bit lower than the air dam, but not much. Oh well. We got some adjustment in the coilovers, so we can raise the car up and down as needed. I don't want to go up too far because I want to leave the travel in it in case we, try some no prep with it when I get a bigger turbo and bigger injectors. But yeah, I like it. Alright, so this board's sprung up some, but I mean it's right on the ground. But where them 290s join together up there, I can shorten those a couple inches. Plus, we can raise the suspension up some. We can do both. It needs to go up some anyway. Look, that's like 2 inches off the ground. That's too close. I don't like it that low. So we'll raise the car up some, and we'll take the down pipe off, and we'll shorten that a couple inches, and then that'll be fine, because if you angle it back, it makes it go down. So we'll just have to angle it back some. The way this is pulled forward and the way the 90s are together, if I push that back, it'll go down. So yeah, shorten both of these 90s about 1 inch. That'll tuck it up a little bit more, and then we can spin that around some, and it'll come out further down the fender, which I want it to do anyway, because I got it coming out way up there. I'd rather it be back here. So right here where these 290s join right there on that coupler, I can cut about 1 inch off of both sides. And that'll tuck that up a little bit more. It'll let me spin this around to about right here, and then raise the shock settings up another inch, which it moves the tire more. I don't know what the ratio is, but I couldn't. It's about double. So if I move that up 1 inch, it's going to move the car up 2 inches, which might be enough. I don't know. We'll see. We'll raise the car up a little bit and see where we're at. So all I'm waiting on, I put the nitrous line back on, just because I need a cap for that. We'll put a cap where the nitrous was running into the regulator. We'll just cap that off. I put the blanket on, and then I'm just waiting for a 3/4 to 3-inch coupler. So like I said, I really don't need the coupler, but I do need the band that tightens up on the coupler. So I went ahead and ordered both of those, just because it's kind of hard to get that 3-inch up on the turbo. Figured I'd order the right one just so it'd go up there. And that rubber line's, I don't know, it's that high heat line. It's supposed to be good for like 500 to 700 degrees, something like that. We'll see. I'm gonna get a braided line for that. It's just a for right now thing. But everything else, it's good to go. Gotta take the nitrous off of it. Yeah. See what it sounds like. No leaks or nothing. I had that set on 50, but look, where the vacuum sucks on it now, it's at like 43.5, which is exactly where I want it. Yeah. Well, when you give it gas, that'll go up too. Man, it's way quieter. But I'm gonna let it run a little bit and see how the fans do. It's staying right at 170. That's why I got the fans turned on at. Don't stick your finger in there. We'll let it run a little bit longer. Yeah, it ain't moving. It's been running about 20 minutes, and then my ATs are staying in the 80s. It's about 80 degrees outside. Then my ATs are staying in the 80s, and it's staying at like 170. So them fans made a big difference. We'll drive it and see how it does. Because driving down the highway, I mean, it stays at like 3,500 RPM with that turbo 400 and them 14 gears going about, 70. It's going about 3,500 RPM. So that's when it gets the hottest. So we need to raise the front end up and get that boot on there, and then see how it does driving down the highway. See how the temperature does. I think it's going to do fine. Them Duro fans are expensive, but man, they work good. Now that's going to end the video. Y'all like and subscribe. Have a great day.